Guys, how we doing? I'm Ryan Mack. Welcome back to the trading, guys. I'm just going to briefly run over the trade that we're currently in. I will show you that we're in them. I'll show you that I've given the signal and so on and so forth. And I'll just talk about it in general, all right? We'll do a kind of trade breakdown. Sorry if you can hear any noises in the background. There's maids and stuff looking after my kid. And obviously they have to keep the kid entertained when they're trying to feed him. So, just in case you hear any mad noises. AUD Japanese yen. So let's have a look at the what do you call it, Discord group. Okay, this is our Discord group last week in signals. You can see I gave the signal here, AUD Japanese yen buy, entry now, and I also give the price. Instead of just saying now, I give the price because I do swing trades. Sometimes I can, why is that fucked? Because I do swing trades, sometimes I can give, if I just say now, maybe 2 days later people can still enter. But they're like, fuck, when he said now, what was the price? So I also give the price in which I entered, okay? So they can gauge if it's still worth entering or not. Stop loss, I give it here, TP1 and TP2 if it ends up being long term. Let's have a look. Trading chat. So here's my business partner, Lee. He does the scalping, like you can see. So hold on. They had one trade this morning which ended up stopping out pretty quickly. However, they jumped back in for the buys. As you can see here, Alex done really well. Look, here it is here. So for scalps, of course, you cannot give a signal for a scalp. By the time Lee typed out a signal, hold on, like one of these, the time he's typed that out, by the time you've got the notification on your phone, opened your phone, read the notification, jumped into your trading platform, tried to place a trade, you're fucked. You've missed the trade because it's a scalp, right? You're just going to grab the first kind of 10, 20 pips. So what Lee gives is he gives setups, right? So he'll post this in the group, and he means that this area here is round about your entry. Just behind this red is going to be your stop loss, so you just instantly know from that photograph what's what. And then look, the guys take the trade, enter it, boom. Away we go. Bish, bash, bosh. Alright? So that's the difference between a setup and a signal. This is a setup, right? And then you enter it, you just take it by yourself. You don't have to be told, okay, the stop loss is here. You just know by the fucking diagram that that's where the stop loss is behind that red, okay? So that's a setup. And come on, these are signals, right? Where you can copy and paste and blah, blah, blah. Okay? What else we got here? Let me just go back to trading chat, and then we will review the trades, as I said. Look at that. Flying now gold. Where is... Oh, no, it's here. Sorry, it's in trade results. My bad. We've got Andreas. Look at that. Nice start into the week. Look at those bad boys. Andreas has entered. It's absolutely flying. He is onto a roll this week. All right. So really, some really good stuff there. So yes, we're in this here on the PAM account. So you can see where I've moved the stop loss. This green line down here was my initial entry. Okay. I've now moved up to here. You'll be thinking, oh, why is that? Well, if we jump down to the lower time frames, you're looking for an area of resistance. You don't really want to be here, because if you put it down here, you're going to run the risk of wiping out all your profit just to get a schneidy little amount. And what do you know about markets? Markets always give you a pullback, right? Now, although you want a pullback, because you want to potentially enter again, you don't want to let a winning trade pull all the way back to you've earned fuck all again, right? At least you're going to grab some dough. So, how did I choose where to put this stop loss? Right, let me just open this up and see if I can show you the larger. I just go down the time frames and I look for the most recent areas of value. So actually, I could put this down here, right? But it's quite a low amount of money. And when you think about these things, you can put it here. Here's another one. Look, small candle, large engulfing, breaks away. You've got a liquidity grab here, breaks away. Boom. Sorry. Keeps that support, breaks through slightly, could be another liquidity grab, and then away it goes because it still hasn't broken the wick, right, in this area here. Now, if we jump down again to the 5-minute time frame, look what we've got it here. So actually my stop loss, although it looks quite close on the daily, it's in a real good area here. And simply if it breaks below here, it's really going to come down, you know, to a much deeper area, potentially around about here or even deeper. And you just don't want your trade to come all the way fucking down to there after being at quite a decent high. You know, initially, it's the worst thing you can do. However, at the same time, you're also stuck between a rock and a hard place, because if you want to hold your trades for a longer period of time, you need to give them breathing space, right? You must give them room to breathe. You can't have it fucking 10 pips behind the previous candle, or even 20, 30 pips behind the previous candle. If you're looking to do swing trading, right, you have to give it room to breathe. But at the same time, you're putting that right, room to breathe, but you're also like, what would I be happy with walking away on this trade, right? Without having greed in my mind. So we're up at what, 570 quid right now. I'd be happy to walk away with, you know, 508 quid. That's fine. If I jump down here and I put this stop loss down below here, it's only going to be about, I think it was 320 quid, right? And I just think it's still a nice amount of money for one day, right? Some people work an entire fucking week for that. You have to, you know, remember this. However, I would be like, fucking hell, I could have walked away with 600-700 at one point, you know? So when it's up here and it's at like $650, I'm still happy to walk away with $500 and allow it room to breathe for it potentially to come down here, retest, and take off, right? If it stops me out $500, I'm still happy, right? If it came down here and stopped me out and it was at $270 or $320, I'd be like, nah, a win's a win. But I wouldn't be like, okay, fucking good day, $320. I would be pretty pissed that I let it come down so far, you know, from where the potential profit was. All right, so these are all things you need to think about, and where you decide where you're going to put your stop loss. Or I don't use a trailing stop, because I find that when the market moves up like this, your trailing stop will move up, then it'll come down and stop you out, and then it'll fuck off again. And you're like, ah. So I just look for areas of value, and as you look here on the 4 hour, you can't tell what an area of value is here on the 4 hour time frame. Now it could, I'll just do this. It could look small candle, large engulfing, break away. Once broken, right? The market will potentially come all the way back down here, retest, reject, and fly again, okay? But I'm not happy to allow this to come all the way down here with a stop loss below here, because then you've made essentially $100 fucking dollars, right? Walking away with 500, yeah, I'm okay with that. Walking away with 100 after the market had reached, you know, 670 or 700, whatever it hit in the previous high, I'm not happy with that, okay? That's not good practice. So if it does come back down here, I'm going to get stopped out at $500. Once it comes back down and reaches here and rejects, I could then enter it again, and away we go. All right, so these are all the different things that are going through your mind at the same time. However, you do have to be calm, relaxed, think logically. And when you see the market at $670 and coming back down, oh no, now I'm at 570, don't panic close your trade, right? Don't panic close it and be like, oh shit, oh fuck, I'm just going to take that. Because what will happen is you'll panic close right now and it'll be at $581. Then what's going to happen is you're going to fucking come across here. You're going to see that it only came to around here. The next candle comes to here and flies up here. Then what's going to happen? Then you're going to start saying to yourself, oh fucking hell, if I hadn't closed that, I'd be up $3.5 grand instead of $500. And you just go around this vicious fucking circle of shoulda, woulda, coulda, if I done this, if I did that, you know? So that's what's going to happen. And these are all the things you need to avoid. You need to remain calm, right? Small candle, large engulfing, also previous high, comes away. I'm looking for this to potentially come back up and retest this one. Boom, boom, boom. All right? Let's see. It could very well come here because this is another zone. Right here's another zone. Right here's another zone. Here and here. Okay, so I'm just, instead of having fucking zones marked up here, there, and everywhere, I've just marked up the key points which are important for me. Okay. Now anything in between there, if it only comes to here and it cancels out and starts to fucking crumble again, then it's fine. By then I would have already moved my stop loss up. Okay. But that is how I have selected where I'm putting my stop loss. On the daily, it looks like I'm about to hit. When you come to the 15-minute, look, small candle, large engulfing, liquidity grab, blah, blah, blah. It still hasn't broken that liquidity grab, you see that? So it's still a decent area, and I'm happy with that amount if I get stopped out. I've got that on here. I've got the trade on here as well. I've got the trade. Where is it? Come on, you fucker. Why is it not coming up? I don't know why it's not coming up. Hold on. Why is that? I don't know. Fuck knows why that is. I've got it here. I've got it here. I've also got it on here. I've got it on here with XNest. XNest kept fucking cutting off. I don't know why XNest isn't opening up. I had a lot of dramas with it today, but I've got it on here as well. I do have it on XNest. I don't think I took it as... No, I didn't. So this one here is not a live account on, what do you call it? On the trading view. This is where I practice new stuff. Sometimes I do take trades in case, but I mean, it's already up a fair bit. But that one is a demo. It's where I practice new stuff, right? You don't want to be practicing new entries. Think, oh, that looks quite good, let me try it. You don't want to be trying that on fucking clients' accounts, right? I have no idea why this one isn't opening. Ah, there we go. Right there. Ah, there we go. I've got it on here as well. Alright, so I've also taken it on this. That's just one of those funded accounts. But yeah, everything looking well so far. Let's just see if there's anything else we want to cover. Let's just go to the daily time frame. Anything else I'm looking for. So look, as you can see previously, I already had this marked up. If you go to my old videos, you'll see it. I even had the marker here. A trade alert. AUD CAD, break above here, come back, retest, reject and go. Break above here, come back, retest, reject and go, which we've had. However, I didn't take that trade. I missed it. You can see here, look, small candle, large engulfing. Once it breaks, it will come back and it will retest that zone. 80% of the time, it works every time. I missed that one. I mean, you haven't missed out on a lot. It's only a couple of pips, but I did mark it up and I did give it in the group. AUD Japanese yen, we are currently in. I'm going to hold that. Hopefully, it just keeps flying. If not, I'm still happy with the profit. That's fine. I marked this one up as well. Didn't take it. It's a bit shitty. It's not that strong. Nothing there that I would take. Nothing there. In fact, let me just go back and show you where the next, because these are all old entry points. The next potential entry, there's actually two. Small candle. This one, I don't quite like that. It's not that nice. This one would probably be my favourite. This one here. See, they're quite close to each other. Sometimes I don't normally mark them up. So when that happens, you can leave both marked up areas there. I just don't. I just keep the one that I prefer. And you can see, look, it's already played out. Small candle. Large engulfing. Once it breaks above this zone, it will come back and it will retest that zone and it will go. Now, what you get now is it potentially comes back round. That's a good area of value. Bang, bang. It will take off again from there. Okay, so you could potentially do that. All right. Euro CHF, really nothing there. Okay, shit. Euro Japanese yen. Excuse me. Nah. Sorry. Euro NZD. Nah. Euro USD, nothing yet. GBP CAD. Even though I've marked that I wouldn't take it, I'd only be looking for buys here, right? But I have marked that. It's a good area of value to sell from, but it's not a good sell, right? It's not, in my opinion, it's not a good counter trend trade. The pound is the British economy is far, far stronger than the Canadian economy, okay? Again, shit, it's nothing there. I know we marked it up, but it's still shit. I wouldn't have taken it. Nothing. Nothing. Look, all these areas hit. This one hit. This one hit. This one again hit. Look, small candle, large engulfing, breaks away, retest, rejects. Small candle, breaks away, retest. It's a little liquidity grab extra. Boom. Away we go. Those areas of value are so fucking powerful, guys. I'm telling you right now, look. Previous support, once broken, becomes the new resistance. Bang, bang, away it goes. There's nothing there. Nothing there. USD CAD is still going long. So we entered this at the blue candle here. This is obviously the one I entered on here as well, but I did take it on the live account. If you're in our Discord group, you'll see that. And, you know, it pulled back down, and then it took off again, you see. So you could have re-entered here, small candle, large engulfing, comes back, retest that zone. You get a double bottom there, you get a double retest, that's fine. Boom, and away it goes. USD CHF, nothing there. USD Japanese yen, I mean, look, same again, bang, away it goes. But I wouldn't have taken that, it's pretty shitty. But it just goes to show you that the system does work. Alright, guys, so yeah, happy days. What we on? How does it? Yeah. I'm just going to leave that now. Okay, so hopefully that was helpful. If you've watched this on YouTube, my previous videos, and you saw my markup and you took the trade, well done. If you watched it on, you know, anything else, what happened? Oh, finally, fucking decides to come up. Yeah, so I hope that was useful for you. If you took the trade, well done, and well done for leaving it running. Trade safe this week. Don't overtrade, don't over risk, and have a good week. Take care.